This week's showing of the IndyCar Pro Series here at Lanes Raceway, part of the Four Crowns. As you can see, we got our 7 racers lined up with their Indy cars ready to go. They're all getting hooked up here shortly. I'm in the booth currently with Action Jackson, also known as Gold Dust. As you can see him just to my right here. Nonetheless, we're going to go out there to the racers and we're fixing to go green racing. All right, racers, are you ready? Watch your lights. Just like Jackson said, no response, but we're rolling. That's how we do. All right, let's see if we are connected. We are chatting on YouTube yet again, so if you want to join in on the conversation, definitely join in for the conversation. The rules are the same as stated before. If a car comes off, it goes in front of the white line, which is the start-finish line there. And that basically deducts them a lap, as we see Paul Woosley helping out with these cars here.
Yeah. And that teaches the racers to kind of stay on the track more than just wreck.
Yeah, we definitely want some clean racing here. Jackson, when are you going to step up and get in the IndyCar series?
I don't know. Depending when I can feel like I can control the car. That's when I feel comfortable.
So you don't think you control the Indy cars very well?
No. I haven't had much experience with them. So a lot of rehearsal with them. Get some more time with them. Hopefully I'll take off like airplane.
See Paul Woosley there quickly correcting Randy and Gerbil Kirtley's car. One thing I do like about the Indy cars, you can see they're all gear ratio locked, all of them the same here. As we get a hard hit there, that looks like to be Glenn Burden's Scott Dixon Target mobile.
The way it just rolled down all the way.
This is very, very detrimental. If you do not blip, it will cost you the race sometimes. Of course, all those know where the blip zone is currently here at Lincoln.
Red, white, and green.
Yeah, red, white, and green right above black lane right there, where you see right where about Nathaniel's standing right now. That's where you need to blip there in his flannel shirt. So we see Glenn Burden taking a quick look at his Scott Dixon car to see if it's rolling pretty good. We see Nathaniel coming around there to fix his Snapple mobile. Oh yeah.
So Gabriel for this race needs to
Told Gabriel before the race starts he needs to beat Jay. Well, I'll tell you what, Jay's been bringing the heat here recently.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you something, man. Jay's going to be tough to get.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Going back green racing after these 4 drop out. Like I said, I've said it on a couple streams before. I talked to Jay a couple nights ago for several hours about slot car racing. So he's getting really, really involved here. And Jay's definitely going to be a front runner here tonight, as he's had a little bit of work here on his car. We'll see Gabriel there running a nice white lane there, actually having his car hooked up, just freshly pulled out of the box, just pulled it out of the box earlier today. So, you know, that's a brand spanking new car.
Brand new motor.
Brand new motor, gear, the whole nine. Of course, Randy Kirtley there, he's got a different style body than the other guys, more of a later model, current model, I guess you would say, Indy car from Ralph Thorne. Now, I think in this track, you know, the body that Randy's using might be a little more beneficial than what most people are running currently with the JKs.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just got a little more downforce, it seems, in the rear. Now, on the circle track, though, of course, him using that body, the downforce is not necessarily what you want, because you want to try to get as much speed as you possibly can. So there's a trade-off. And I'm thinking maybe what he was thinking is, you know, it's harder to win a race on orange track than it is the oval.
Yeah, I just raced over. You want more top speed for anything. That's how you get a win. You gotta get more top speed. More better aerodynamics. Tree comes a long way with that too.
some reason or another, a car got put back on in the donut. I don't know why that did, instead of being in the front section there. It's supposed to be no exceptions whatsoever. I don't know what they made an exception for there. I think it might have been the Snapple car of Nathaniel's that came off around in the donut. Get another yellow flag here, so there's a car that come off. Yeah, there we go. So I hear Randy Curley. It doesn't matter whatever car comes off. Even if it wasn't their fault or was their fault, they both come to the start finish line for a reset.
Well, the good thing is, I came off one time, I got straight back in.
Yeah, if that happens, that's lucky, but in the case of this right here, if they come off, like there's probably several off underneath that bridge there. These track marshals here are going to be grabbing these cars and moving them to the start finish line. A little more lively music here playing currently than what was previously played here. Man, when I was doing y'all's race, when y'all was racing your GRCs, I was about to fall asleep, dude. Like, there was some straight up sleepy music rolling on this thing.
Really?
Yeah, we use the epidemic sound, and that makes it where we don't get the copyright strikes and all that mess, or, our whole video muted just simply because AI heard some song out in the distance somewhere. So with this playing, it kind of cuts all that music out that is playing in Lanes Raceway for our racers and stuff.
Yeah.
It never was our intention to live stream copyrighted music, but somehow or another it was just barely loud enough that it came through on the microphone. With this going, kind of mutes it out, not able to be detected or whatever. So, but you definitely, it's a weird feeling with a concrete floor and hard ceiling tile roofs to be in a room that doesn't have any sound in it. It's strange, and it almost gives me anxiety. So I gotta have a little music or something playing in here. Now a lot of the guys, they don't like it because they are hard of hearing, but we don't turn it up too loud in here. I think 8's all we turn it up to in here, just enough to cut the silence.
Well, when I'm racing oval track mostly, I hear music. Music gets me going even harder to push even harder.
Yeah.
I can feel the rhythm through the pulse of my hands.
Well, that's how I feel too. Gabriel Kirtley right now in the lead, as we can see here, with 30 laps, tied with Randy Kirtley with 30 laps. Right on their hip is Jay Latham with 29, followed by Nathaniel, Glenn, Garrett with 27, and 21 with Amani. So really close racing within 9 laps after the first heat, and that's from first to last.
Why do you think there are so many less laps in GRC?
Well, it's just simply because of speed and how long it takes to do a lap.
Yeah.
So the GRC's about half as fast as this.
Yeah.
So right there, you're going to be turning about half as many laps, 15, 20 or so laps. That'll be about all you can expect out of the GRC. But nonetheless, these are pretty impressive times just to be starting in this series.
You think we get records breaking?
I don't know. Well, I guess, yeah. Anything, like right now the record's 30 because we just started the series. So right now the record is 30. So yeah, records will be broke.
Paul Wooley broke a couple records back in the GTP Summer Series.
Yeah, I think the most he ran was 95 laps at one time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It started out like we didn't think anybody could get past 89. They worked and they tinkered on their cars and they made 90, and that blew my mind. And that stuck for a long time. And then in the same race, 91 was breached, and then 92 was breached. And then from that point, I was like, I don't know, sky's the limit. These guys will figure it out. So, cars kept getting faster, Minute and 14 seconds before we go back racing. Be right back with you guys. So our current leader, Gabriel Curley, coming up in here. Me and Jackson having a few words with him. His right now, Jackson said he's completing the mission, but from his words, from his mouth, did he or did he not say Jay's on a mission too, and he's right there with them, and there's nothing they can do about it. So, Jay, he's definitely from the first season that he's been here. Been a force to be reckoned with, especially on the trial with Gabriel Kirtley. They do not give each other room. 1 second left to go before we go back green.
Dirty, right? They play dirty.
They do play dirty. I mean, they've known each other forever. Jay's been racing slot cars as long as we have. Used to actually go race slot cars. No, my. That was a hard hit there. Two cars involved. Looks to be Nathaniel Burden's car and Jay Latham. Jay come around full speed and hit him.
Yeah, he did. That could end Jay's car career right there. I'm about to go ahead and buy new.
I'll tell you right now, after a hard hit like that, I would possibly go and take a quick gander to see if my God flag was bent up or down. But that took out 3 cars total. Randy Kirtley, Jay Latham, and Nathaniel Burden. Yeah. Randy Kirtley, of course, getting caught because the track came off and there was no brake. So he went ahead and came off. But that's the brakes, folks. That's just what happens. That's the rules. If you come off after the button's been pressed, you will be put in front of the start-finish line. So you will not get a lap. So that hurt Randy Kirtley. He's going to drop back right with Jay, giving Jay a little bit of an opportunity to gain that lap. Now that Jay's on the inside there on White Lane, he'll be able to hum a little bit. Jay Latham's car not starting. And we get a red flag there. So Jay Latham's car having some issues there. Probably knocked the brush out of it, knocked the guide flag, something happened.
Like gear and everything.
If I was Jay, I'd definitely want to look at my own car here. It was a hard hit.
Yeah, 100%.
Jackson, when your car gets hit like that, how do you feel?
Overwhelmed a little bit. I mean, my car did not want to start. I don't know what happened to it. I lost the motor screw somehow. I
seen that earlier today.
I was like, come on.
I let everybody know here that we sell them for 25 cents here in the shop.
Guess what? It's a good thing I keep a quarter in my box.
It is good. Just for that said occasion.
I have one right now.
Randy Kirtley coming off again, getting put in front of the front start-finish line. Glenn Burden taking over Jay Latham. Glenn Burden on the Scott Dixon man on the mission also has one wreck so far this race. Glenn Burden having some trouble hitting the button there. So it looks like Glenn Burden forgot to put the correct color sticker on his car there. He's getting that situated now, putting purple on there.
That's what happens, man. When you put the wrong sticker on, hey, track marshal's fault, it's your fault.
That is true. It happens, though, you know. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you get busy working on your car, busy working on other things, and some of that kind of stuff kind of slips your mind, you know.
Ooh, Glenn felt like, see that?
Yeah, I mean, that's how close they're racing, dude. Like, one wreck literally sets you back a couple positions. So, with this lock gear ratio, how tight these guys are running, it's as simple as that. We see Garrett now moving in front of Jay and Glenn simply because he hasn't wrecked. You know, I mean, you could turn a little less lap time, but keep your car on, and you'll be a lot better off. We see Garrett, you know, for his first time out, really doing some hardcore racing. When we first opened, he did a little bit of GRC action. But I'll tell you what, man, Garrett has got a future here at Lanes Raceway, what I've been noticing. He's got some really good laps being turned here. Right now, 3.738 as his best lap time is currently the third best time right now.
Yep. Only 3.7 black lane is Daniel B.
Yep. Yeah, and see, black, you can carry a lot of speed through the donut and stuff, so it's going to be very, very interesting how fast he's going to be down on black lane. Yeah. Now, you know, black lane's a treacherous spot, in my opinion. Has to be around the horseshoe, about where Gabriel is there in his red shirt. You know, black lane's very dangerous right there along that angle.
I treasure blue lane, honestly.
A lot of people love blue lane.
I
Blue
don't know
lane and
why.
orange lane, just simply because it's in the middle. It's easier to learn the rhythm on those lanes. I mean, I'm a fan of black lane. I love black lane. Uh, and that doesn't matter if it's the tri-oval or if it's the orange track, the blue king, purple mile, whatever it is. I don't care. I'm going to black lane.
Oh.
I feel like if you learn black lane, you got it all made.
Yeah, I like over black, but orange track I just love blue for only one reason. I feel like it's the fastest. I can pass me on black, on blue, every time.
Yeah.
And I can carry a lot of speed around the donut, especially blue. And that's how I broke some of my records in GRC. That's driving like practice, you know. And that's how I broke. I got like 4.2, 4.4 in GRC on blue.
Looks like Amani and Glenn Burden getting involved in somewhat of an incident here as we see Paul Woosley there working a little bit on the car.
Monty newcomer, right?
What's that?
Is Monty like a newcomer to the
No,
series?
Monty actually was in our LMP Thunder series, last series. He raced about, I would say, a little over 3/4 of the races. So, I mean, Amani's new to the, I think, slot car racing as a whole, but definitely, you know, not the worst I've ever seen. As we see another car coming off here, they're going to get the old hooks of life out. I don't know if that's Glenn Burden's car again. It looks like, yeah, Glenn and yeah, that's Scott Dixon, the Target car, being drove by Glenn Burden, and it looks like his son Nathaniel Burden there involved in a little bit of an incident coming around the old high banks there.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You know, both of them neck and neck, side by side like that, and you come around that high banks, all that G-force getting pushed down. You know, just a little bit of a hit unset those cars, aerodynamics changes, and it's, you know, boom, coming off, gyro speed style. And it looks like up on top on red, Gabriel Curley actually coming off, probably lost his brakes there underneath Dead Man's Corner possibly. Jackson, so far, what do you think about the IndyCar series?
Definitely interested.
Definitely interesting. Well, you need to get you that Honda over there.
I don't know. The series I'm in right now, I feel very confident.
Well, that's a red flag rotation for this round robin 2 of 8. I think you'd probably fit in pretty well, dude. Lock gear ratio, kind of like how the dirt late model, the GRC is. You know, you're in NASCAR right now, and they're a little bit quicker than these cars, so I think you'd fit in pretty good. Gabriel Kirtley, our current leader, 62 laps, 59 laps for Randy Kirtley, and Jay Latham rounding up your top 3. Well, and Garrett, I guess, are tied, so rounding up your top 3 with 28 laps.
The only thing I have an issue with is the IndyCar is being on orange. I'm not a big fan of like racing orange.
Well, how do you like blue but you don't like orange? They're about the same lane.
I mean like track wise.
Oh, the orange track.
Yeah, I'm not a
Okay.
big fan of orange track.
Well, I mean, you just got to get used to it, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot different when you're not like nobody's around, especially. You just can do anything you want basically. But when there's other people like below you and other side, you know, it's a lot different to go at off sometimes. It's different on the oval track, honestly. As I have to say.
Well, a minute and 45 seconds, folks, and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned as we get underway in our round robin 3 of 8. All right, folks, back in the mix. 4 red lights to drop out to green. We're going green racing. Gabriel currently in the lead with 63 laps. Me and Jackson in here holding it down, holding it strong in the booth. Currently drinking a Bang. Let's see if you can see it there. Cherry Blade Lemonade. And Jackson, he's rocking a Rainbow Unicorn. Show him up there, Jackson. I don't even know if these people even make drinks anymore, but nonetheless, we got these before they went out of business, I think.
Probably.
They ain't bad.
Can I tell you a funny story?
I've had worse. Yeah, tell me more.
So, you know what? A Mexican for this, right?
You went a Mexican restaurant?
Yeah. So, this guy, I forgot his name. He arm wrestled Carson.
While y'all were eating?
No, was checking, like during the checkout, you know.
Yeah.
And Carson gave him a little arm wrestle and lost pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I went up there. I knew I never saw him. I just looked them dead honest and serious. And I just pulled him down. No hesitation. He was like goofing around.
Well, it sounds like all three of y'all were goofing around.
I wasn't.
I mean, anytime you're just arm wrestling in a local Mexican restaurant, you're goofing around.
Probably. Sounds about right.
Folks, let us know in the chat if Jackson was goofing around in a local Mexican restaurant arm wrestling strangers.
You sound like it's a Kurt bottle when you laugh.
Jackson, I love you, dude.
That's the funniest laugh I've ever heard. Somebody wanted to win that squirt bottle.
Dude, I would figure with Carson's like thumb streak that he should have been able to take that guy over the top. And I seen you earlier with your hat backwards. You watch over the top? Do you watch over the top? You never seen the movie Over the Top? Oh my goodness, Jackson. You're doing all this arm wrestling and you've never watched Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone.
No, not that I heard of. Or seen of.
Well, you need to be tuning in to some Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's one of my favorites. And it's got truck drivers in it, dude.
Have you, what's his name? Owensboro Radio. Have you been talking?
Let's Talk Racing?
Yeah. Has he mentioned you yet?
Well, I mean, he mentions Lane's Raceway. I actually haven't. I need to turn in the current point standings in the Four Crowns. Talking to Blake Smith. You talking about Blake?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't sent him stuff in the email for our racers. I need to. I'm sorry about that. Thank you, Jackson, for reminding me.
Where can people see the points at on the leaderboard and see what they're standing?
So they can go to the website. Yeah, lanesraceway.com. Let's see here. So we can get that pulled up.
Weston was talking on this.
We got a pretty good close battle going on so far. Garrett and Glenn, 77 laps. Jay Latham, 77 laps. All three of these guys, even Nathaniel, 76. It's within one lap is the difference from third place all the way down to sixth.
One wreck can hurt you guys. One wreck will mess you up for the entire race. That's serious.
All right, folks, we're going to bring this over here for just a second here. All right, so this is lanesraceway.com. And as you can see, let's just go to our main page here. This is our main page. It's what you see when you first get on lanesraceway.com, talking about birthday parties, pinball tournaments, slot car league. See Lanes Raceway, we're located on maps. These times are not actually true. Saturday we don't open till 3, and we're not open on Wednesdays, but Thursday and Friday we're open at 5 o'clock. And then Sunday, of course, we're open at 1 o'clock. But nonetheless, if you want to see when you see this picture here or on your phone, and you want to see your current point standings, or you want to see who's in the lead point standing wise, on the internet it's right up here. On your phone there'll be 3 little slash marks over here that you'll click, and this same thing will pop down. So like for instance in the GRC standings, you can click that. and it'll load up who our current GRC series standings are. Right now, and this has not been updated since this morning when we done our GRC race, but right now Weston in the lead with 285, Jackson with 200, Gabriel Kirtley rounding up your top three with 195. Then of course Carson's in here, but you don't see T and you don't see Cassie, our newcomers, into the series on there right now. But that'll be updated tonight. And the same thing goes for our fall series info. If you want to know whether or not you want to get involved, you can see like what some of the payouts are going to be. Currently they're not updated because the series is not over with, but all of them are going to get a big check. That's our take on trophies. You can see here $100 is the best deal. That gets you in all four of the Four Crown series for 100 instead of paying $160. You can pay $100, so it's a pretty good deal. GRC is of course separate, as you can see there. It's a $20. It's got the most races in the series, and not to mention, you know, it's just a really good deal because the races themselves are only $5, as you can see down here. If you race both races on Sunday, if we have time, it's only $8. So the second race is $3. But yeah, if you're a member, once you're a member, races are $15 instead of the non-member price of $20. Plus, you get your points added to the series standings in the Four Crowns, all the way up to the championship series standings. Also, you can see a kind of a layout here. We see Fairview IT. It says no drops. That's been recently changed. There's going to be 4 drops in it and 4 drops in the Wing Car series. So half of your races are drops. Dirt Late Model and IndyCar and GRC, they're all the same. So there'll be anywhere from 17 to 28 drops on the GRC. The IndyCar series here, of course, has best of 8 races with 4 drops. So there's plenty of drops to be had, folks. So you don't have to be here every week. But the biggest out of the points is definitely the Grand Championship. Right here, you can see here's our current standings here. Randy Kirtley in the lead with 290, Jay Latham with 265, Glenn Burton 255, Garrett 245, 200 to Guillermo, and Jackson with 165. Whoever gets placed first place in this is the King of Lanes Raceway for a year. If you were wondering about our slot car rules, you just go over here to slot car rules. Now, fall series info, if there's rules dictated about slot cars in it, it oversees the slot car rules here for the basic rules. One that I want to let you know about, so here's Fairview IT Management Cup Series. One that I want to let you know about is, of course, the Wing Car Series here. And for this series, this is an open series class now. So you can see here, no bearings allowed right here. That's not true. But anyways, you kind of guys can see what's going on here. Let's get back to racing as they're back underway here. Minute 55 seconds as we're going back round robin 4 of 8. If you have any questions, anything you want to know about, like I said, we're live right now on YouTube. You can pop in on YouTube and send us a text message just to make sure. I'm going to get on there real quick and just do a little test message. But yeah, T's got go ahead and send us a test message off of YouTube if you don't mind. T's also has the tablet for Facebook, and I believe she can see Twitch on there too. But for some reason or another, we're just having some code issues when it comes to the availability, I suppose, of it being able to get on here. Because it's got the capability, it says it does, but it just, so that come in good. So we see Jackson there saying, "What's up, Don?" Well, Jackson, I'm here with you, man. Just doing a little commentating.
So, Don.
Yeah.
You know the King thing you said? How do you earn points for that?
All right, so the Indy, the Ohio Valley Lawn Care Dirt Late Model Series, the Wing Series, and the Fairview IT Cup Series, they're a part of the Four Crowns. Just let me grab this here. We'll take a look at this right here. So this is the Four Crowns right here. So you see the Late Model Series, the IndyCar, the Wing Series, and the Fairview IT Cup Series. Well, the Fairview IT Cup Series is the blue crown, the Wing Car is the red crown, The purple crown is the IndyCar series, and the green crown is the late model series. So each one of those series is got their own set of points for that crown. But if you take all four of those series that you're in and you add points up for each one of them, they go to the Grand Championship points, and that's the King of Lanes Raceway. So in the background here of that four crowns, you see the big red crown there with the gold jewels, and all the way around it's got all of these colored jewels in it to represent that this was the one racer that did the best in all four of those series. You see what I'm saying? So he's the king. You know, where everybody else are kings, but they're not the king over it all. They're just a king of their series. And that'll hold for a year. We get a stalled car. Garrett's car stalled up there in red. I believe he's got a tucked body here. Yeah.
In racing dirt and NASCAR, do you think I can become the king of it all? Just them two?
I don't think you can because, see, Randy also, and Glenn and Garrett and Gabriel and Nathaniel and Jay, they're in NASCAR too. And they're also in the dirt late model series.
Yeah.
So, see, right now they're fixing to get points that you can't get, but you're not in the IndyCar series. See, but can you get to be the king of Ohio Valley Dirt? Yeah. Can you be the king of the Fairview IT Cup series? Yeah. So it's
Better than the series.
huh?
So it's better than the series.
Yeah, if you want to be the king of Lanes Raceway. I mean, these are the epitome, in my opinion, dude. These are the epitome of a collaboration of what I think is the required skill to be pretty good here. So the IndyCar, man, it teaches you to blip, right? The NASCAR teaches you how to deal with destruction on the oval. The Ohio Valley Dirt Late Model Series teaches you not to wreck, because if you do, you'll lose the race. And then the Wing Car Series is our fast series where it's all about build and setup. And if you don't have it all set up perfect and built just right, you'll lose. So it's an epitome of all of them together, and I think it just works out good. And if you're the best in every one of those, well, then of course you're going to be the king of Lanes Raceway because you'll have the most points.
How much is an IndyCar?
So the Indy cars here are $90, I think. They're MSRP. You can go on JK's website, and that's what we sell them for. You know, sometimes we sell them for cheaper. Right now, Gabriel Kirtley out in the lead, 130 laps, and that's a stock Indy car he's doing that with. Like, he's done nothing to it but pull it out of the box today, literally. So, you know, that goes to show you that it's about wrecking. If you wreck, you're going to lose. If you don't, you're going to do pretty well. And then, of course, you know, keeping your car on the track. But Gabriel's doing a good job of it today. He's out in the lead in front of Randy Kirtley with his high downforce body, which I would have expected to do a little bit better. Maybe Randy's been caught up in some wrecks. Of course, me and you have been, you know, talking about other stuff. And then Jay Latham there in third place, about 10 laps down from Randy. Glenn, Garrett, and Amani and Nathaniel all still within shooting range of that third place mark. So, you know, we're halfway through, but there's still plenty more racing left to go.
If you want to show me the cars, you need to go there.
What car is that?
NASCAR and dirt. If you want to show me, you can. Just in case you want to show me example. Well, you got me thinking. I might show me in. Question is, you know the answer to that question is?
Well, money should never be an issue to race, with me anyway. So, if you want to do it, like I said, we will pull a tab up on you, and we'll just hold it there. You get a little extra money, you can get it. I'm not going to keep you from racing if you want to race. I don't do that with anybody. So, the thing is, if you want to race, we can get you racing. You know, and you know me. I'm not bent about money. I mean, there'll be a point to where then I'll just be like, yeah, I can't do that right now. You know, but for the most part, this community's been pretty good to us and everything else, and we're open with trying to get more people into racing. These guys love racing with more people. I love watching with more people. So, we'll get you into it. And, I understand you don't have a job. And most people are, well, you ain't got a job. That's stupid to take him on. Well, it's development of character. So if you want to do it, what am I losing? I'm losing a car, but I'm still gaining a race. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna do to get that money.
Well, there's a lot of things you can do. That's up to you. You can do that. And that Jurassic Park is still going live currently. What he's talking about, folks, is the badges for Jurassic Park. There's, I think, 5 badges. If you get all 5 badges and you get the daily done and you're the first one to show me, you get a $100 gift card here at Lanes Raceway for the month of October. 4 red lights drop out to green. Randy Kirtley, the first to make a lap there on yellow lane. And you know what? Pretty good racing here in the IndyCar Solution. Not too many wrecks happening.
I'm trying to make a stern profile.
So on a Stern profile, you need to go to Stern Insider Connected, and then you need to fill out a profile.
Connect?
Stern Insider Connect.
Not connect?
No, just Stern Insider Connect. Okay, just hit enter. It'll Google search it. All right, it's about to get loud, folks. I'm going to mute the mic. She's making ices. All right, I think my wife's done grinding ice, hopefully, at least for a minute or two. Gabriel Kirtley out in the lead by 6 laps for Randy Kirtley. 10 laps separate Randy from Jay, and Glenn and Garrett around about 5 laps or so from Jay. So it's tight racing here. Monty in the mix too. Nathaniel, he's out right now working on his car. These are the detriment facts. Let's see if we can swap over to Oval and see if he's working on it, trying to get her going here. I can't see him in the view here, so he's probably there to the far right. Nonetheless, he'll get her back up and going, I'm sure. But that's why we got drops, folks. Sometimes races go your way, sometimes they don't. Jackson currently, right now, he's working on his Insider Connected. You can see how serious and thought he is. He's trying to pick out the perfect name, and I think it's already been selected for him. Gold Dust.
Yeah, I gotta find out. Email, forgot it already.
Jackson and Gold Dust. 2 peas in a pod. 1 minute left to go, and I'll tell you what, some nice smooth racing. These Indy cars, man, at least in this series, have been doing quite well with the stock gear ratio. When we had an open IndyCar class and we were letting everybody do whatever gear ratio we wanted, these cars just got too quick for their own bridges, and there was a wreck almost every lap on red, white, and green. So dulling them down a little bit was definitely a good choice. You can thank Deborah Kirtley there on purple lane right next to Amani Baxter on black, because he's the one to come up with the lockdown gear ratio stuff. And I'll tell you what, it's making it for a lot of interesting races. In my personal opinion, some of the best racing to watch, really. Watching them go next, side by side there on the back stretch and front stretch. A little bit tougher to follow cars on the orange track, but when you know they're clustering up and those clusters are staying several laps in a row, you know that the cars are relatively the same. 12 seconds left to go. Looks like Randy has got a couple laps on Gabriel Kirtley this heat alone. Jay Latham losing a lap or so, same way all the way down the board from Jay to Randy Kirtley. And that's the end of that heat right there, folks. We're going to come over here to the track mate. Right now, the most laps turned, it looks, is Randy Kirtley with 34. Nope, I take that back. Gabriel Kirtley with 35 on blue lane. Total laps 163, an average of 32.6, 31.6, 1 lap average difference from Gabriel Kirtley. It's Randy Kirtley there in second place, also known as King Kirtley. Jay Latham there in third place, 28.8, trying to find his way as he goes down into the bottom 3 lanes here. It looks like he's matching up pretty close with Randy, just a few laps down from Gabriel Kirtley. We'll see if that mix can get a little bit increased here as we continue on here. Glenn Burden there still in the mix though. He's moving to the higher lanes here. Going to be a little bit tougher to get through Dead Man's Corner here. We'll see how he works it out. And Garrett going down to the low side too. We'll see if he can swap up some positions here later on. So heading over to the oval, you can watch these guys work a little bit. We'll be right back with you. Five seconds, we're going back racing, folks. So far, nice clean racing from these racers. Let's focus in on a little bit of pinball cam here, starting this one. You see how smooth these people are coming around the donut portion of the track. Not a whole lot of pushing on that canted corner there. I think people are finally getting pretty good at taking the donut, understanding just about how much it can take. We're starting to see more and more very close races. We see Paul Woosley in a dead sprint to get a car here, folks. Paul Woosley's got the enthusiasm. Heading over to the track mate here, we can see Glenn Burden's in white. Gabriel Kirtley still in the lead. Everybody turning in about 6 or 7 laps so far with a minute and 32 seconds. About 30 seconds have passed.
So I already have an account and try to sign in.
What did you see on the internet about it being
It
posted?
pop up.
It wouldn't pop up?
No, really. I'll have to try to hit sign in and see if it works. So I already have an account.
I mean, give it a shot. You can try it. It may. I know some people have issues with it every once in a while.
Let's try that.
Another yellow flag present. tend to do too many lyrical videos here if I hear them in my headset, because sometimes people cuss, and I really don't want that on my live stream. Randy Kirtley getting stuck in front of the start-finish line yet again. This is the second time in a row. Nathaniel Burden and Gabriel Kirtley also. Gabriel Kirtley being the leader, that's and Randy Kirtley. That's looking good for Jay Latham. Jay Latham probably super excited about seeing this 2 times in a row. I know I would be. Try to get some of them laps. And Jay Latham there on Purple Lane. Looks like they're rolling the track there on the back side. Let's go to the pinball cam here. You can kind of see the braid roller there. Paul Woosey's got it. If you're wondering about the distortion on the camera, it's because someone's playing pinball currently, and that's what it's hung to.
Hello, Gold Dust. Request has been sent to receive from the stream call. There's always a link to receive a password. If you never press this password, reset password.
All right, reset that password, and I think you'll be on your way. Back to green racing, and we can see Gabriel Kirtley there on black lane coming around the donut portion, trying to reel in Randy Kirtley just to make worse for wear. Randy Kirtley getting shot all the way to the outside there, as we see him and Gabriel Kirtley getting involved in the incident. A full spin around there, actually, folks. Jay Latham is loving what he's seeing in this round robin 6 of 8. That is the 3rd time we've seen both Randy and Gabriel get shipped back to the start-finish line. And then, of course, Jay Latham coming up there to try to get what he can. Back green again. Gabriel Kirtley up on the inside, wanting to make that pass, and he shoots all the way to the outside hard into the wall, as where he had hit head-on with Randy Kirtley earlier in the donut. Probably bent the nose on that baby, so he's going to take a look at it. We can see a little bit of irritation in the eyes of Gabriel Kirtley. Man, not used to losing. And whenever he does start to lose a little bit, the anger comes out. One would say Jekyll and Hyde, possibly the Hulk himself. You won't like me when I'm angry. When I turn green, it's on.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Jackson? Would you say that's probably true about Gabe?
Mm-hmm. Just like me. When he gets mad, we like to tend to be quiet and to push our car the best ability that can.
Yeah.
And then people come around, let's throw them out your way.
I mean, that's what you got to do. 3 laps now separate Gabriel from Randy Kirtley here. It was 4 for the longest time. But, Jay Latham, if we get a yellow flag, several car hard hit. I don't see if we get a better view of it here. But, man, what a hit. I heard it. I've heard it from in here. It was solid. It's a red car. I don't...
Demon was going good right now. You accept it.
Got you? You good?
No. I received the password.
Well, you better try it out. See if it's going to work.
If it don't work, I'm going to close it.
I wouldn't do that. I mean, there's always a fix, a workaround. I definitely wouldn't throw my phone. My phone, I don't throw it, but man, you can see I don't have a thing on it. But man, you can tell it's busted up in the corners.
Look what it said.
All right, we got an access token out. Click to resend it. And let me get that set up here, folks. Good to go. There's Glenn Burton. Randy Kirtley there taking a look at Gabriel Kirtley's car, seeing if it's a cheater or not. It probably is. So it looks like we're under a red flag condition here, folks. When we start going back green racing, I'll be right back with you. right. Looks like they're heading back racing here. I heard let's go, so people running to their driver portions here. Four Crowns Racing. You just never know, do you, Jackson?
Nope.
I mean, Four Crowns, it's a rough deal.
It's just hard to see my algebra on one.
2 laps separate Gabriel from Randy right now. Randy Kirtley reeling in Gabriel Kirtley. One step at a time. 40 seconds left to go, and we still got 2 more heats after this. Several cars what seem to be involved in an incident underneath the bridge here. It's a black and white car. It could be possibly Garrett's ride. It is. So Garrett only involved in that incident there. Or so laps separates Jay from Randy, so the stretch between second and third getting a little bit long there.
Silly me.
Silly you, Jackson? Surely not.
I forgot to hit the activation. I had to resend it like 3 times.
You must activate. If you do not activate, you're not going far. 10 seconds left to go in this round robin 6 of 8. And quite a few more wrecks in this heat than previously, but a battle starting to ensue between Garrett and Glenn here. 3 laps separates them, and Glenn and Jay only 5 laps. That's the end of the heat, folks. As we go here to kind of look at these differences in racing here, we see Randy Kirtley turning his lower lanes a little bit better than Gabriel Kirtley. But man, suffering middle there on blue, 29 laps to Gabriel's 35. And up high, Gabriel Kirtley turning 33 on green to Randy's 30. So I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens here. Could be possibly that Gabriel's motor might be laying down on him as we continue down towards the bottom of the rabbit hole here. But it's still anybody's guess for first and second. Now third is the battle that we need to be really talking about here, because Garrett, Glenn, and Jay all kind of somewhat battling for that third place. Nathaniel pretty much dropped out of the running as his car completely shot down. Monty waiting for some incidents to take place for Garrett, Glenn, and Jay. We'll just have to wait and see, folks, see what's going on here. We see everybody going over to their work areas to work on their cars. We'll be right back with you. All right, folks. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Hopefully, I didn't have that microphone muted the whole time I was talking earlier. If I did, I was basically saying that there's a battle between Gabriel and Randy Kirtley. It's pretty tight. And Jay Latham, all the way down to Garrett, is a pretty close little battle, too. Monty kind of in waiting, as he's wanting some other people to get tore up here. I'll have to look at it here later.
You should create me an account, Juan.
I might have to. You're struggling.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I can't do this anymore.
Gold Dust over here, folks, having some trouble setting up an account for his Stern Insider.
I'm not using this account.
Then you can do that.
Yeah, I did use a different email. Let me try it.
8 laps separate Garrett to Jay in 3rd place. Very, very close race. It looks like Nathaniel's back in the mix now on Green Lane, having quite a bit of trouble here today. Nathaniel just having a rough day for the IndyCar as he's had several incidents take place. Monty, about 10 or so laps, maybe more.
Roughly,
18 laps down from Garrett.
18?
Yeah. So Garrett and all the way up to Jay is pretty close. It's just a couple wrecks difference here. As we see Glenn getting set back now, we might see a change between him and Garrett here shortly if that continues to take place. Garrett down on purple now, gaining a lap there, a couple laps on Glenn. Garrett been a force to be reckoned with in his early comings here at Lanes Raceway, and I can only see progression coming out of him for sure as he gets the S-turns locked down and closer. We got 2 cars in an incident here down on Black Lane. Looks to be Glenn Burden, and that looks to be it. Oh, no, Glenn Burden and Garrett both having their cars yoinked from each other. So 1 lap separates those 2. Looks like Garrett right now pushing hard there on purple. It's actually going to tie up laps here with Glenn. So see, I heard another car hit hard and a breakout on Monty's lane on orange. Somebody's button stuck or something. Looks like all manner of confusion taking place currently. As we see Nathaniel going off the screen there, maybe his car is messed up again. Somebody grabbing the hooks of life. Somebody hit so hard there in Dead Man's Corner, their car came off the track.
Sounds about right. It happened to me sometimes.
One car, Glenn Burden there, being put in the front start line. And we're going racing. Looks like Nathaniel's going to be bowing out this heat.
Done. That second email I've been typing in, I've been typing it wrong the entire time.
I know, I knew that's what was going on. Because, I mean, those things don't have a brain. They're not like, oh man, Gold Dust is trying to log in. Let's keep him from logging in.
There it is. That's how you type it. I could put Darty.Jackson. That's fun.
Just gotta take your time, dude. You're not in that big of a hurry. Looks like Garrett was able to take over Glenn Burden there. They're on the same lap now. Garrett running quite a few more laps. He's tied up with Jay Latham lap per lap here, and about 9 laps difference separates him from Jay. Garrett's on a mission here, as we can see. just 9 laps separate him from Jay. We'll see if he can pull that gap and maybe catch Jay for a top 3 finish here in the IndyCar. Last week, I believe he finished 2nd place in the IndyCar, if I'm not mistaken. And we can make a quick look at that real quick to see, and we might as well, you know. So, in the IndyCar, it's the end of the heat. In the IndyCar, yeah, Garrett got 2nd place last week, Glenn in 3rd, and Jay in 4th. Of course, Jay, you know, coming back up here, he's now in 3rd place, and Gabriel Kirtley in the mix too, now currently in 1st place. So we can see Gabriel Curley now in the lead, 226 to 222. Gabriel Curley now brought it back to 4 laps again. Jay Latham 204 to Garrett's 195, tied with Glenn's 195. A little bit of a battle between those two. And Amani with 177. Nathaniel kind of bowed out at 119. Everybody heading back to go work on their cars. Be right back with you. All right, folks, we're back. Gold Dust finally getting his stern insider rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that hard. It says optional. You can skip it. It's pretty easy, folks. I mean, he's trying to do it off the phone, so his fingers are a little bit big for the buttons, and he got crossed up a couple times, but he got her going finally. Gabriel Curley coming in here during the break. Hopefully he's thinking about holding on to this. We'll see if he can. Jay Latham 9 laps ahead of Garrett and Glenn. Pretty close little battle there. Amani actually stepping it up a little bit. 19 laps difference between him and Glenn. We'll see if he can hang in there and maybe get one of the guys to blow up. Maybe he'll take a position.
Woohoo! You know that is, don't you?
Excuse me.
Yeah, I cover my full name.
Excuse me.
Come on. Darn. It let me go through.
There you go. Pick your little emblem that you want, and then you can select your color up here, what color you like.
I don't think it gets hard. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna put green guitar. That one.
I guess you just go to next.
What's next game?
I don't know.
Show me.
I guess you can see the step three. What?
It's crazy, Don.
It's right there, bro. You crazy person?
Yeah. Kind of paranoid.
You didn't swipe down far enough, folks, to get to the
Confirm
next.
your account.
That's all you gotta do. Now, once you do that, you're gonna have to go back in your email and confirm it it's you, and then you should be able to log in.
Okay, here we go.
Then he'll be Stern Insider connected, folks. Only took him 45 minutes. How long will it take you? I almost feel like doing a giveaway. If you can get it done in a minute, we'll give you 3 free games of pinball here at Lanes Raceway.
You should have told me that.
You wouldn't have got it anyway. It took you 45 minutes. You're supposed to be helping me commentate. You're over here hanging out on the phone, setting up a Stern Insider for Jurassic Park.
You know what the funny part is?
What's that?
It wouldn't pop up on my email.
It didn't pop in your email? Well, try to go back to it, see if it'll let you log in without confirming it, which I doubt. But them's the
Okay,
breaks.
so we're hit. Sign up or log in.
Randy Kirtley at the front of the start-finish line, and Garrett. Garrett already down a couple laps to Glenn. Glenn most likely solidifying this, unless Garrett can keep that car on black. As he rolls in too hard on Dead Man's Corner, track marshals getting him put back in. They don't know how good they got it with track marshals now. These track marshals are not a given. Now they, yeah, you're gonna have to log into the email that it's associated with to accept it.
Go to Gmail. I just got one. Confirm email.
There you go. Now you should be able to log in.
Hopefully.
Ain't no hoping to it. It's just simple coding. Oh, right up off the bottom of the track there, we see Garrett fly to the top. He's probably bent, folks. That's why he's having such a hard time. After his first initial wreck, caused quite a bit of...
I'm in.
That's it, man. Now, if you hit the flipper button there...
Huh?
Hang on a sec. Let's play. You see that? Jurassic Park. Go to quest page.
Okay.
And there's your quest. So right now you got 05, 05, 04, 03, and 02. And that's the quest that we are giving the $100 gift card away for. 34 seconds left to go. What a race between Randy and Gabriel Kirtley we've had. And Jay Latham just right there on their heels the whole time, just not giving an inch, but neither are they. It's just a tough bout, as we can see Jay turning 23 laps, a couple laps higher than Randy, but it's just not going to be enough this time. Jay Latham going to finish a top 3, and Glenn Burden right there wanting it real bad, trying to catch Jay. I just don't think he's going to be able to stretch out that much. We're looking at 9 laps there. It's going to be tough to stretch that kind of distance. And Garrett also, you know, kind of falling apart here in the last heat. Him and Glenn were neck and neck. Maybe the nerves just got too much to be of them. Monty going to definitely break 200 this race. Monty not yet in the IndyCar series, but he might later on, he said. He's just tinkering around. Just come in here and bought him a mush button a while ago. So the mush button, of course, bypassing your controller, helping for full speed brake. And Gabriel Kirtley going to lose a lap right here, but he's quite a bit ahead there.
Almost an hour.
Yeah, almost an hour.
My brain's hurting.
I'm glad you're in, though.
I'm getting $100 gift card on that quick.
6 seconds left to go, folks. It's looking like it's rounding up to be the end of the race. Gabriel Kirtley, Randy Kirtley, Jay Latham for your top 3. Action Jackson with the clap. Jackson, what did you think about the race? I know you missed about 9 quarters of it because you was deep in your phone trying to set up Stern Insider, but what you could hear, what did you think about the race?
Well, it's pretty decent enough for what I heard, but a lot of wrecks here and there.
Gabriel, Randy, and Jay, please stand in front of the podium for your picture.
I told Gabe one message: to beat Jay.
To beat Jay.
And he did, didn't he?
All right. Well, folks, that's it for this IndyCar 4 Crown race here at Lanes Raceway. stay tuned. 5 o'clock coming up. Ohio Valley Dirt Late Model at 5 o'clock coming up next here in just about 30 or so minutes. Thank you for tuning in for this series race of the IndyCar. And we'll see you then. God